Okay, we're sanding pots. I just unloaded the kiln. I didn't tell anybody. I told everybody I was going to unload tomorrow, but today's the day. Don't tell anybody. Um, there will be reserves on my Instagram tomorrow, but if you want something now, you can just let me know. Take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram what you want. It's yours. So I'm not going to be taking photos of everything at the moment. Um, like I'm not going to take a photo of this yet. I'm just taking a photo of like a lot of the stuff that I'm really into. Like this black stuff. Look at this black clay with the Shino. Holy moly. So good. Yo, Raven, how are you? I unloaded today. What do you think? I'm really psyched. These were all fired upside, or not all of them, but this one was fired upside down. Little porcelain cup. Clay tours this weekend, so I'm just trying to get everything browned. And I thought I would give you guys a sneak peek, a little preview of what's to come. Get that. It did good. Oh, ready for this? Remember our garnet experiment where we wedged in some garnets? Check it out. So it turns out if you fire a garnet to cone 12, it just turns into black goop. So these black dots are garnets that so these are all just garnets that wedged in. I'm gonna sand them. Actually, you know what we're gonna do real quick? I'm gonna sand it with some 600 grit sandpaper and just see if they do anything. I have a polishing disc that like maybe I can like get them to be a cool color. Oh yeah, they're doing something. Okay, it is doing something. I just can't really tell. But whatever. I'll do that later. Anyway, unglazed, black clay, back of the kiln, back chamber. All the black dots are garnets that I wedged into the clay body. We'll sand the rest of that in a second. But I just want to show off a few. These are the ones I'm going to go photograph. What's up, Ryan? Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. It's crazy windy here today. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you. Gotcha, gotcha. I'm like really, really, really pleased with this firing. Hope you guys haven't already noticed. Thanks, Julian. Appreciate you, dude. You're so good to me. I didn't know people use that word anymore. Must be a gamer in his 30s. Yes, Julian, you said that twice already. You're a sweet boy, a cute boy who I understand that you're flirting hard with me and it's working on me. Ah, God, I love when they're this sensual to me. All right, here's a double walled with a two-finger one. We only had a couple two-finger ones. That's awesome. I don't do any of that kind of stuff, so that's really cool to hear. How long you been doing that for? So again, we're just taking up what I want to photograph before my clay tour this weekend, just in case they sell, because I want photos of all the stuff that I really, really love. And then the other stuff we're just going to grind, but we're not going to photograph it. This is one of the few undulating ones. Will you post photos somewhere? I'd love to see. Hi, hi. Here's one of the undulating mugs. This is a cool one. All right, so I think I'm gonna photograph this one. Maybe. Oh shoot! I meant to take videos of these. Whatever. I'll do that tomorrow. Nah, it's one of my grandfather's. I think we are gonna photograph that one. I'm sure someone's gonna buy that. Um, this one I'm not gonna photograph, though. This one's really cool. It's black clay. It's the same glaze, green on the inside and the outside as that last piece, but the black clay didn't take it greens, but you can see the green through it, kind of more in person. But okay, cool. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Let's bring in some new ones to clean up. So, oh no, check this out. Look at that great glaze drop. That's really sweet. That's really sweet. These were fired upside down on these pedestals like that. And so the nice thing about that is that they require very little cleaning. You just have to dip them in this water. I have this 800 grit sanding diamond floor sanding pad, and I just rub it out a little bit. This one's really cool. I think it's worth a photograph just because of how unique that drip is. Usually the kiln drips are really ugly and they leave wadding residue and things like that. This one's particularly nice. Oh, Mac, how are you? Ryan, this is my 22nd day. I taught myself how to do it beginning of the month. I built myself a kiln. Made a bunch of work and fired the kiln, and this is the results of it. Pretty cool, huh? So again, there's no glaze on this at all. No flashing slip, no glaze, no nothing. All of that sheen is just coming from the kiln itself. The same day you did, bud. We did it together, remember? I don't know why you're being coy, my sweet boyfriend. Oh, can't complain, Mac. It's been a beautiful day. It's very windy out. It was not the day to unload a kiln, but it happened. So again, these were fired on pedestals, upside down. Really cool. This isn't worth photographing. Um, but thanks, Brian. Appreciate you. Yeah, right. The rain and wind is intense today. So this is standard 378. If anybody cares, I don't think anybody cares, but if you did care, that's what the clay body is. Okay. This is porcelain, no glaze again. Porcelain outside, black clay inside. So super cool. Fired upside down. So these will all be for sale during my studio tour next weekend. If you want to buy something, if you don't live in Connecticut or something like that, I'm gonna have reserved on my Instagram tomorrow. I'm good, Ryan. It's mostly just live videos, though. Here's porcelain. inside and out with a flashing slip, and they had these cool like cutouts. The cutouts are most likely because I screwed up, but don't tell anybody that. I did it completely on purpose. Hi, hi. What's up, May? Also, if anybody becomes a member, it gives you access to a Discord channel, and we just kind of chat over there and show stuff, and you get sneak peeks and show your own work, and it's a good time. So you can be a member at any level, and you get that access. That being said, I haven't updated the link this week, so welcome back, Ryan. But that's a cute cup, right? I assumed it was May. What are you changing your name for? Yeah, the inside's cool, right? You're not getting that great at lighting, but it has this cool dot on the inside. And here's one of the undulating ones, the black clay. I think one of my favorite pieces in this entire thing is the piece with the garnets in it. I'm going to show you guys some big stuff next. I'm not going to photograph it though, because I don't usually sell the big stuff online anyway. I see. All I think these are all going to get photographed because I like them. I think most of the double walled stuff is going to get it. All right. So let's look at two different pieces here. Two big vases. So here's one of the blue vases, which came out really sweet, right? Really psyched on these. And these will all be for sale in person. These will never be sold online because I don't have any boxes big enough to ship them. But if anybody wants to buy them, they will be for sale in person this weekend only. Right? Super cold quality. So this is a glaze called Willy Helix, but I replaced the cobalt, I mean the copper in the recipe with cobalt. Okay, before we get to the other vase, this is one of the whistles that came out. Yeah, Eric, I'll show you my stamp. I don't know if you guys can. Let me take my headphones. Oh, here. Let me know. Can you guys hear this? Mm. Can you hear that? Or you can't hear that at all because my headphones. I'm gonna take my headphone out real quick. See if you can hear. I doubt you can hear it that well anyway. I like the noise canceling until that happens. I'll show you the chop on this next big vod that's next to me. Oh my god. Stop whenever you want me to. You gotta just say it louder. All right, let's put this back. All right, so here's one of the black vases. Look how cool this thing is. I don't know if you can see how amazing this pitting is. I'm probably gonna keep one of these for myself because they're just so spectacular. You can't really see my chop, but it's down here. It's a little top handle teapot. Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate you. So these were fired at about cone 10. Everything else in the kiln hit cone 12. So pretty hot. So hot, in fact, that I melted the bottoms of some of my pots. So in an atmospheric kiln, I don't like being helpful to you guys, but I'm going to tell you some factual facts for a second. In atmospheric kilns, you have to put wadding on the base of each way it would stick to the kiln shell, which means when it comes out of the kiln, you got to grind it off every single piece. I had 187 pieces in this firing, so we're going to do this to 187 pieces tonight. Nah, Ryan, there's no money. No money in pottery. I love this piece. I might have to keep this one. All right. Up next is an orchid pot. So this is someone on YouTube wanted me to do this design. It was like moons and stars, and the glaze came out really cool. Look at all these little micro crystals everywhere. Isn't this awesome? So this is a big orchid pot. You can see the wadding stuff that I have to grind off. And this piece was actually fired. You can see the three dots on the inside of this. This was actually fired inside like that. I will sell this, but I'm probably going to keep it for myself. I don't have any orchid pots this big, so and some of my orchids are getting big enough to take a pot this size, so I will probably keep it. I'm gonna just charge an amount that someone probably will not pay, you know? Sounds good, Ryan. Appreciate you being here. This but inside a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is for me. I don't really. If someone buys this, I'm gonna be shocked. No one has orchids that I know that are big enough to hold have a planter this big with. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but that person doesn't exist. But I'd be shocked if they show up. Two more vases. One of the vases I can't show at the moment. We're not going to grind at the moment. So here's another blue one. I kept one blue one for myself. It's already up in my studio or in my apartment. I cracked it accidentally. When I was spraying in soda ash, I accidentally sprayed it too much directly on the piece, and the change in temperature caused it to crack. So, oops. How do you know I was an asshole? Oh my god, this guy always come in here saying the sweetest things to me. And this one had a garnet in it, so there's that black dot's that garnet. Yeah, so it's all directional, so it depended on where it was facing in the kiln. So the back side was against the wall, and the front side was towards the fire. Welcome back, Ryan. Ooh, is this guy calling me a name? I hope so. Oh, that's not as fun. So I think this one's the one I'm gonna keep for myself. Oh, he just needs a hug. He's a lonely MAGA. You gotta leave him alone. They didn't have a middle school education, so they're sad and don't understand what's happening in the world, so they lash out and be mean to everybody online. It's not their fault that they had bad or we failed as an educational system in the United States. It's on us for that as a whole, as a collective. All right, since we're doing bottles, let's keep going on the bottles. Here's a double-walled sake bottle that's blue. Check that out. Isn't that sweet? Sadly, two of my big bottles couldn't make it into the kiln, but yeah, right. So we got two of these. I'll show the other one next. It seems very hit or miss with this blue. Some people love it, and some people, and then other people like hate it with a passion. There's not that much blue in this firing, so people can only be so mad at this one. Um, I want to photograph this one, but yeah, I should photograph this. That's a good photographer. Um, okay, now we're not going to show the other one. We're going to go on to a blue teapot next. Check that out. Isn't that killer? Blue top handled teapot. And like the lid almost turned white. Yeah, correct, Eric. These are all glazed. It's a alteration on a glaze that already exists. So it's a glaze called Willy Helix, but I replaced the oxide. So I switched out the copper for um, cobalt oxide. I haven't tried cobalt carb yet, but I can't shout out anything. I'm colorblind, Eli. So you can see the wadding again. This is probably like a good example of it as far as like not hard to deal with. A lot of time it like sticks up here and you have to like take a Dremel to it. There's a lot of pieces over there that I won't be able to do with you tonight because um, I need a Dremel and the Dremel's in a different part of my studio. So I am going to switch to a heavier grit. So I've been using 240 for that, but we're going to switch to a 60 to get this thing down. If I can, I would prefer to always do everything by hand instead of using a Dremel. Um, a lot of the time the Dremel will grab from you and then it'll like scratch the piece. So I try to do as much as I can by hand. I'm good, Ryan. What are you having for dinner before you go? Oh, such a killer teapot. Holy shit. Let's see if it pours. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that pour. Not too shabby. That's definitely getting photographed. I'm kind of grabbing stuff specifically to be photographed. Oh, here's another teapot. So this is a double-walled Yusu teapot. This one I actually might not be able to sand. So this is a lot of the time what the wadding looks like. I'll try to break it off, but there we go. Sometimes it just pops off. Um, Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if this pours or not. I also don't know if it leaks or not. Let's see if it leaks. Hmm. There's a slow leak. Damn. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. This teapot's awesome. That's such a shame. You cut yourself on porcelain? How's that possible? I kind of that you broke off a shard and it cut. Still gonna photograph this one because I think it's cool. So this is a right-handed double-walled PC teapot. Damn. I'm really bummed that this doesn't work. I'll keep it for myself. It's awesome, but uh, double-walled teapots are so finicky. It's a shame because I sell them for an absorbent amount of money. So this was supposed to be a big hitter for my weekend sale, but whatever. It happens. So I used to float my lids, which means I used to fire them on top of the teapot. But now I just fire my lids wherever I want in the kiln. I don't care anymore. I realized that I like the variation, and it really doesn't look that different. And your lids are way safer, and then you don't have to grind your galleries, which is nice. I see. Well, that sucks. Hopefully, it wasn't too bad of a cut. I cut open most of my hand today. I was cutting down a tree in the rain. When I got down, I was just like drenched in blood. I did not notice it until it had come down from cutting it. Hand cuts are so dramatic, you know? It's like it's like just like the smallest little cut on your hand will just like ooze, you know? Well, right on. What kind of stuff do you make? I guess Eric, I'm confused what you mean by it. Like, what kind of portion are we talking about? Like, what was the context of you cutting yourself with it? Gotcha. That's cool, Ryan. Oh, by the way, after we grind this one, I'm going to show you guys some student pieces that came out from this firing, and then a woman I fire with in a soda kiln. She put a piece in this firing. So anyway, here's the teapot. It's a killer. Actually, I don't think this lid's even for this teapot. That fit's not very tight. So anyway, this is a double wall Kyushu teapot that I would have sold for a buttload of money, but I can't now because it leaks. So next thing I want to show you guys, this is a woman I fire with. She makes these cool like pitcher things. These are hand built. You can see the seam right there. So she does some cool stuff. I'm not going to grind her stuff though. I'm not going to grind my student stuff either. My student, he made these espresso cups. So he made these little cups that he put in for this firing. That's one of my students. And then another student of mine wanted to recreate one of my shiboridashi. So I will show you his, and then I'll show you one of mine in comparison. Did I not have one in this firing? Okay. No, I did. Okay. Okay. I don't know where his lid is, and I don't feel like finding it. So this is one of my students' shiboridashi. It's a type of Japanese teapot for gongfu-cha. Okay, bye, Ryan. And then this is my shiboridashi. So again, type of Japanese teapot. So we'll grind that next. I'm not going to grind my student's work. He can do it himself. Um, what else do we want to take photos of? These blue pieces are pretty spectacular. Yeah, let's do another teapot or double wall pot. No, let's do a teapot. Oh no, we're not going to do teapots because I don't know where the lids are on the teapots. Um, that's a stupid piece. I don't want to show it. Here's a picture. We'll show this. This one I want to take a photo of. So we'll take this. Does this teapot? I don't think these are the correct lids. Yeah, they're not the right lids for these. Okay, this I'll show though. I just need to find the lid for it. I'm gonna show you guys this, but I don't know where the lid is. So this is a fully functioning teapot, but it's a 50 milliliter teapot. Isn't that cute? It's a side handled right handled Kyushu teapot. I have a left handed one too. Oh, here's the left handed one. So here's the left handed version. Look at that. They're little 50 milliliter teapots for those old growth teas that you can't waste, you know. Um, what's this? That's weird. Don't know how I feel about that. Let's do this one. I'm not going to take a photo of this because I have representation of this kind of stuff already. But this is a really cool double wall piece. I really love it. I'm not going to take a photo of it specifically because um, I already have a bunch of other stuff. Hi, hi. What's up? So again, this was fired upside down on a pedestal like that. Really don't know why there's so many people in here. I don't know why you guys are enjoying me washing pots, but I'm into it. Oh my God, dragon. The dragon has a pot like this. Because I have a bunch of photographed of this already, I'm not going to be sharing this one or photographing it. I mean, um, is this teapot ready to go? We could grind down this teapot. That seems like the right. That even seems like the right lid for this one. Yeah. Yeah, your profile looked like Swab, but it confused me. How are you? Good. So here's one of the double walled pieces. This is porcelain outside with black stoneware on the inside. Pretty cool, eh? And then flashing slip everywhere. And then these were all fired upside down on pedestals. Oh, Dragon, so what's new? Wow, Dragon, tell me about your day. I gotta show you guys the Garnet pot pretty soon. No, no, no. I mean, I didn't even tell anybody I was gonna unload the kiln today. I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to unload it tomorrow. I said that I was gonna unload it tomorrow on Instagram and everything, but I posted on the Discord, I posted that I was unloading today and some, or at least I showed some of the stuff from the unload early this morning. Oh hell yeah. How long's your sister there for? Yeah, yeah, right. I love this yellow coat. It's been through a lot with me. I wish it was more waterproof than it was. I've tried to re-waterproof it, but it's not happy when I try. Ooh, what kind of stuff are you glazing tomorrow? Hey, little dog. The little dog is so bored. She does not like being in this space. But this is the easiest space for me to be in because it's so windy. Oh man, love, 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 love. I'm gonna have to actually, depending on what sells and stuff, I'm gonna have to keep a decent amount of work from this firing for myself. This is one of the best firings I've ever had, honestly. Um, I don't know if it's just because excuse me, dog. I don't know if it's because it's a switch in just color, because I'm so used to doing. Oh, Swa, you wanted the. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. You wanted the this guy, right? This is gonna take some grinding. We're not gonna do it on. Oh wait, I can do this on camera. Here, check it out, Swa. It bleached out color wise, but that's one of our cone packs. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. So it got hot in here. Oh hell yeah! Are the same spoon rests that you shared in the Discord? Ugh, this is too delicate. I don't want to deal with this right now. I'll deal with this. And let's get another hot blue guy out here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it came out nice, right, Swa? If this doesn't, you know what? That's too much for me right now. We'll do that with a Dremel later. Oh, these I want to do. These were commissions. They were tasting cups for sake. D-Rail, what's up, man? Right? Isn't that blue cool? So hopefully he likes them, or they like them rather. I fired them upside down on each other. Or no, I they were supposed to be upside down on each other, and I decided against that, and I changed it right before I fired. But I think these are really cool. And if he doesn't like how shallow they are, he wanted really, really shallow. They wanted really, really shallow pieces. So these are unglazed black clay. Again, I'm taking 10 milliliters. I think they're just like literally for sipping. I think that's like the main thing. I don't think you can really do anything else with these. Yeah, they're 10 milliliters at most. Let's even see. I don't even look at that. That's how much liquid you can hold. Actually, it's more than I thought. That's like 20 milliliters, 20 mils, 25 mils, 20 mils. So anyway, there's one. That white's not coming off. Do you think he wants that white off? I don't think it really matters. Oh, it is slowly coming off though, so I'm gonna just sit here for an absorbent amount of time and just do this. The other one's cooler. It has 5 little dots on it. This was the top piece. Okay. I don't want to do anymore because I'm starting to screw up the patina. So that was the top piece. They were stacked like this. So check this shit out. Look at this. How awesome is that flashing? I don't want to get rid of a lot of the white here because I feel like the contrast is really nice. Yeah, these are cheeks. Agreed. I'm not going to do any more. It's not like it's going to come off later. Awesome. Killer. And I like that you can like put them together and it's like this cool little like thing. But again, they were fired like this. I was going to fire them like this, but it felt precarious, so I decided not to. All right, let's do what's left on my board here, and then I'm going to go take a break. Cool. Oh, do you guys remember that giant side-handled teapot that I was sort of bullied into firing? It came out pretty cool, except I got probably closer to cone 13 misfiring, and so I started getting some interesting things happening in the kiln. I've never gotten this hot before. This was, not intentional. I should put a cone 12 pack in now just to make sure that, I don't go hotter than that. I should put a cone 13 in as well. So check out what happened to a lot of my pieces. This is a first for me. Okay, you ready for this? So I'm like, oh, this is a great little piece. It looks so great. Blah, 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 blah. Look at what happened to the wadding. It literally pushed into it. It melted into the pot itself. So the foot got completely screwed up. Look at this. Look at this. I've never gotten a hot enough in a kiln in my entire life for that to happen. It literally screwed up the foot. So, hi, dog. Okay, she's bored as all. I understand all of, but come on, PP, I got things to do. We got to finish our pots. Um, here's the reason I thought of those is this is the side handled teapot I kind of got bullied into firing. Not bullied. I keep saying that, but I like to. Um, I did some stripes and stuff on it, but check out the lid. Look, the wadding, it got so hot, the clay melted. Yo, you just get too hot. I got to cone 13 in parts of my kiln, and this is cone 10 clay, so I'm 3 cones above what its melting point's supposed to be already, and, alright, so here's the shiboridashi, that's the lid that we were just doing. Let's actually see if it pours before I go through the effort of sanding this. Oh god, it's awful. Oh, it's a pile of shit. Christ. Oh, it's absolutely disgusting. Ew, it's horrible. Okay, well, I guess this will also be kept for myself. I'll take a photo of it, but it's awesome. Mm, mm. Yeah, I'll what's kinda cool is I'm gonna grind out the wadding, and then I'm gonna just have the piece I'm gonna use them as studio cups, because I think they're kind of a cool foot to them. It's awful. That is, like, the worst part I've ever had in my entire life. I don't think I'm gonna be putting butter on stuff. Um, that's I don't you're not gonna be wanting to put butter on your teapot every single time you have to use it if I sell it, you know? Thanks, Mario. This is the best hobby. One day, I hope I get as good as you, Mario, and I can do this full time. But until now, I just make teapots and things like this. And oh, here, let's see this pour. So this is our fairness pitcher that was supposed to go with that Gaiwan or that Shiboridashi. All right, let's see if this pours all right. Oh yeah, look at that sensual pour. Do you wear gloves? I'm not wearing gloves. Why would I wear gloves? I like the pain. I like to be covered in blood all the time. I mean, I've had definitely had some oolongs that are buttery. I'm sure you have too, Dragon. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, this is a solid one. Mario, I don't even know what protection is. I've never been protected in my entire life. Wink, wink. Not when I'm with you, at least. Wouldn't want that. I think both of these deserve a photo, even if I'm not going to sell them. Well, I'm going to sell the fairness picture. I'm not going to sell the Shiboridashi. Hi, Queen. What's up? I know it's so spooky outside. All right. These need to be photographed because I'm selling them online. Yeah, on this finger when I'm poking out holes is the only time I wear protection. In every other circumstance with you when it comes to you, Mario, I do not. These little square ones are my new favorite. This is our new style, by the way. No more holes. We're doing squares on everything going forward. Um, this is just one of my studios that it's a showcase from my grandfather's work. Since you're a subscriber there, member there, Dragon, if you go into the members only videos, I play that sculpture. There's member only videos that play that sculpture, right? So actually, do I have to sand the outside of this at all? Excuse my band-aid coming off. Oh my. I do have to sand the outside of this a little bit. I'm 100% keeping one of these for myself. One of the small square ones. I think there's like three of them. One of them is definitely going to stay with me. I'll try to sell it first, but if it doesn't sell in the first day or whatever, I'm keeping it. All right, we have two more that we're going to do right now. Here's the garnet one. So all these black dots are garnets. Actually, we're not going to do this one now because I want to polish those garnets and see if they actually shine. 60 to 40. Yeah, I hope that they do polish up because otherwise they just look like stupid, like just dots. Diamond core. I have a 60, 120, 240, 800 sanding blocks, and then I also use um, I usually use like 1,000 grit sandpaper, waterproof sandpaper, and then I also have a polishing um, bit for my Dremel. And then if I really want to, but I don't use this often, is I have diamond core discs for my wheel. Yep, these are diamonds. What are you asking, Eric? I'm confused. Okay, here's the teapot that this goes with. Let's see if it pours. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, so it turns out I know what I'm doing when it comes to um, spouts, not so much when it comes to like a spout that's right off the teapot. So I guess the moral of the story is don't buy keyboard dachi from me because I don't know what I'm doing. A garnet, it's it's a special kind of stone that you can only find in the Siberian desert during the full moon. Super rare, super expensive, and I got my hands on it during my last travels, and took one of them and I broke it up and I wedged it into my pot just to see what happened because it has the same melting point as my clay, or the same firing point. And so I just wanted to try it out and see what happens, and I'm pretty psyched. And I'm hoping that I can polish them and they'll turn red again. I don't think that's going to happen because I've like chemically altered them, but Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense, honestly. I appreciate you saying that, Dragon. Okay. All right, I'm done. I got other things I need to get done today. I might be back. I probably won't be. I'll be back tomorrow though, because we have to do that to the remaining stuff. So let me just take you on a quick tour of what we need to get done. So here's the remaining work. Here is this really cool orchid pot. It's super stormy outside. Look at that. But we have to do this to pretty much everything here. These are the little $20 pieces that are going to be cheap. There's Swaz anteater. Here's the alligator. I don't know if you guys. Ugh. Here's the alligator. It's kind of cute. And then I have this crab that was a Pokemon. And some blue. Oh, here's a Shibori or a Gaiwan. Thanks, Zone. There's some other little ones. These guys came out really dry, but I was gonna refry them, but I think I'm just gonna sand them because I think you'll be able to see the color of the tea really nicely. It's just raw porcelain. And this is the remaining bit. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Olive's really bored. She doesn't